chapter in the history.
The rally started in Rangiora. With good publicity, it seemed like the whole town was out to watch Joe McAndrew, the defending champion.
We've had a win and had a second, and I'd like to get that win back if I could.
But Brian Stokes was the local favourite, placing second on this first stage, and with the escort handling a bit twitchy. Pukekohe driver Barry Sexton was third on the road.
Just be happy to stick back and see what happens with Joe and Brian, and we've got 5 or 6 other cars behind that'll be chasing us along pretty quick, so I think we'll worry about them and let them have their own little battle and see what happens from there.
Group N champ Brian Watkin finally had his new Subaru Impreza.
We're not really too sure yet. The car hasn't seen metal at all. We only finished it on Tuesday night before we left to come down here, and we've run it in coming down, so it'll be a bit of a slow start for us, I think, and getting used to the car and seeing how it goes and handles.
But this wasn't as slow as Brian was thinking of. A blown turbo pipe would frustrate him all morning. Greg Graham had an off-road excursion, dropping to 15th and painfully injuring his crotch. The biggest challenge in Group N was coming from Andrew Grant in his first national rally. In the Rothmans Challenge, North Islander Paddy Davidson was locked in battle with Jeff Argyle. Whoever wins here will certainly take the $10,000 prize. Ashley Forest was the next venue, starting at the headquarters next to the rally sprint course. McAndrew in control. He's been here enough now to know the conditions. But Stokes' handling is still wild. Also with problems, Barry Sexton, understeering badly and down to 10th position. Chris Joblin in his Group N Plus Lancer was keeping up with Stokes for a while, but a blown power steering pipe was just the start of a bad day.
Stage 2 we had a power steering pipe break. We stopped in the stage to see what the problem was, so we lost probably 3 minutes with that. We had to finish the stage with no power steer, which is pretty hard work.
Greg Graham had recovered from his injury. He was the first Group N car on this stage and rapidly hauling in Andrew Grant. Ross Meekings had a good run to third. And Stu Warren was leading the way in the South Island Rothmans Rally Challenge. Rhys Jones had a slow first stage but came out with second in Group N here. Stage 3, McAndrew is in control. Stokes is second, trying to keep McAndrew in sight. Jeff Argyle is the charger, now in third overall. And Greg Graham leads Group N. But Andrew Grant is still proving stiff competition for the young Cantabrian driver. Ross Meekings also finds his car a bit wide for the narrow track. And Joblin's in-car shows just how tight this corner at the end of stage 3 was. Stage 4, McAndrew is well ahead, and things are getting worse for Stokes. In this Ford, the car starts to falter. But when the car's running properly, we're treated to some truly magic driving. Joblin is back to speed, until he has another mechanical misery. Greg Graham is through while Joblin is parked, so he lost no time trying to pass him.
What was the problem, Chris?
There's a lead off.
Leads came off or a vacuum hose.
That timeout drops Joblin another 3 minutes behind the leaders. Jeff Argyle still controls the Rothmans challenge, but Davidson is closing the gap. Andrew Grant has lost a little time passing the Mazda GTX of Brian Green. Broken transmission forcing their withdrawal. Dave Ayling's miserable season continues, and Rhys Jones loses 10 minutes in a Ford. Ayling is out for good and can only hope for better things in Invercargill next week. The Shell team has its servicing well under control. But it's regroup time for Brian Stokes and his team.
Yeah, we've had one or two little sort of niggles every stage so far, but in that one particularly there was a lot of grass and it was really hard to be confident with it. You know, you'd spot a bit of gravel and think, great, we'll have a go at this one, but the grass was really hard. Yeah, we're sort of progressing, I think.
Do you feel you've lost touch of it with Joe, or are you still in there?
Yeah, he's certainly going fast, there's no doubt about that, but on every stage we've sort of had a little time loss, you know, but whether we'd be able to be right in there, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's certainly hard at the moment.
While mechanics try to fix Barry Sexton's rear suspension to improve the handling, team manager for Brian Green is pondering a broken transmission and another unlucky year at the Main Freight Rally.
You going to drop that one?
Main Freight's never been good luck for you, and it seems that bad luck has met you again.
Yeah, it appears that way. You know, it looks like it's broken something in the gearbox, and yeah, sure. You know, I've had some rotten luck on this event, and it appears the luck has stayed with the car, and you know, Brian's got it now.
How's it feel being a team manager rather than a driver? Is it a big difference for you?
Yeah, it's certainly it's a lot different. You know, I'd sure like to be driving the car, but this is another side to it all, and I suppose it's a bit of a challenge in a way, and you know, we'll see how the year pans out.
Now, you've tried hard to win this rally over a lot of years, and Joe seems like he might have been doing all right at the moment. Brian's struggling behind him. Are you surprised at Joe's pace?
I am a little bit. I didn't think he'd be quite so quick, you know, so early on in the event, but he does look comfortable in the car, and obviously his stage times are very good. So I think he seems to have control, and where everyone else is maybe just struggling a little bit behind him. So he's in a good position.
Brian Stokes is favourite on the public roads, and he's quick to pull back time, winning this stage with the Escort now running smoothly and handling well. Argyle too has the bit between his teeth. He's edged ahead of Paddy Davidson as they fight for the Rothmans Rally Challenge. And even Chris Joblin gets a clear run this time, 5th fastest and clawing his way back into the top 10. Graham misses this corner, but is still the fastest Group N car. Co-driver Jim Robb even has time to wave. Reece Jones follows Greg's tracks, but he too is making up for that 10-minute stall on stage 4. Ross Meeking just makes it one long corner. Consistent driving all day keeps him in the top 10. Grant does the same. This is only his 8th rally, and he's keeping touch with Graham, who now has 3 years' experience under his belt. In the mainland series, John Silcock has overtaken the series leader and good friend Stu Warren. But Warren is only 5 seconds slower. More important, he is the leader in the South Island Rothmans Challenge. The first two-wheel drive car on the road is David Owen's battered Escort. They would roll out of the rally on the next stage. This is Stephen Stokes, Brian's cousin, helping to hold up the Ford BDA tradition. And Brent Buist, who is in the top 5 for the Rothmans Rally Scholarship. But it's Alec Doig in the Alloy V8 Escort who's leading the two-wheel drive cars in great style. In amongst all those Fords, Tom Penrose doing a giant killer act in his Starlet. And brother John proving that even in a Mini, when in doubt, power out will save you every time. Stage 7 was the longest of the day, taking the cars from Leamington to Culverden as they head back towards the forests. McAndrew is finding the going tough in the thick road metal and is only 3rd fastest. That's good news for Stokes, who wins this stage and is once again a real threat to McAndrew, whose lead is less than 30 seconds. Barry Sexton's verbatim Subaru is handling better, but the morning has taken its toll on the driver's confidence. But they have come back into the top 10. And Chris Joblin is also back in contention for a top 10 finish. The team can take some consolation from the fact that the new compound Falcon tyres developed here in New Zealand are proving very effective on these roads. In 1992, Greg Graham won the Group N class in this rally. In 1994, with a new car, he looks set to do it again. But Andrew Grant is getting faster and faster. He was second to Stokes here, beating McAndrew and staying in touch with Graham. Ross Meeking is committed as ever. Brian Watkin finally has the Impreza going, 4th fastest on this stage. And hard-charging Stu Weber overdoes his entry into the water. Lucky to splutter out of that one. Mike Baltrop was also a contender for the Rothmans Scholarship, but he's had a bad day, losing touch with the Northern competition. To cap it off, he rolled in the next stage and is now out of contention for the scholarship. Stage 8 in Balmoral Forest had the fastest straights and the slipperiest corners. McAndrew nearly taking the wrong road, but still winning. Stokes had the motorcraft Escort up to 210 kilometres per hour. The fastest car or driver have done in a rally. Even Group N cars like Rhys Jones' Lancer could make up time. Rhys is now up to 4th in the Group N. Jeff Argyle lost over a minute with a puncture for most of the stage and was now 9 seconds behind Paddy Davidson. Andrew Grant again lost time to Graham, but their Group N battle was pulling these two up into the top 5 overall. The nearest competition in Group N was Mike Turfus in Graham's old Mazda, with a steady drive but off the pace. As dusk turned to night, the spectators could sense a comeback for the local hero. But McAndrew knows what he has to do.
We just got to keep the pace on that we've got and just keep it going like that.
You happy?
Yeah, well, you know, we're happy to be in front, and we were this morning, and we've maintained it. Brian got a bit back on us. We're nibbling a bit more back on him again, and now we're back in Ashley, and just, yeah, we haven't finished yet.
Drama for Greg Graham as he comes in for service after stage 9.
We lost boost in the last stage. We split our airbox open and taped that up. We just took it for a run down the road, and it hasn't fixed the problem. It's actually made it worse. So at this stage we've got no boost. It's a bit of a problem, mystery at the moment. We can go down the order without any penalties, so you know we're going to stay here until this bloody thing's fixed.
Well, it sounds good. It sounds good for us. We'll just see how it goes. We'll keep going. We had a little bit of a mishap on that one, but damage wasn't too bad, and we actually didn't lose too much time. So yeah, we'll keep on trucking on and see how it goes.
Your performance this season, you've been surprising a few people. Are you working into this car?
Yeah, I'm starting to get used to it. We've made a lot of changes. Every rally we've been to, we've had more and more bits on the car type thing. So each time you've got to learn a bit more. But yeah, we're starting to get used to it now.
It's very, very easy now at this stage of the event to start thinking, I think I can just cruise to the end of this rally. I don't think that can, it's that easy yet.
Jason Gardner in his Mazda GTX finds more drama on stage 10.
Who's that? Number 2.
Brian Stokes there.
So McAndrew takes the win and the points. Greg Graham is promoted to 2nd overall and 1st Group N. Second Group N car, Andrew Grant takes 4th overall after Paddy Davidson.
Is that right? It's not bad, I'm happy.
Jeff Argyle limps out with 2 flat tyres and little hope of beating Davidson in the Rothmans Challenge.
No, just overshot a corner, went sideways and had a rut, taking both side tyres off.
And Jason Gardner unexpectedly loses his lead in the Rothmans Scholarship, handing Brent Buist 1st place with 54 points.
Oh, we're stuck.
And in the 2-litre Group A